You go from having zero cricket during the first 6 months or so of the pandemic to then the CPL is happening, and that's your first outlet where you can start earning again. And all these questions about, am I going to be able to make money? How much savings do I have to rely on? CPL happens, like you said, you win the title, and then to go from no cricket to not just CPL winning the title with TKR, but then to get the call up to go to KKR, Kolkata Knight Riders. The whirlwind of that month and a half, 2 months, what was going through your mind over that whole time frame, and then the emotions thinking about all those things when you finally got the word from Brendan McCollum that you were going to be on your way to the UAE to be part of the KKR squad?
I remember saying this to Baz on a plane. We were on a private jet to IPL. So I told him after CPL, I just said one line to him and he started laughing. I was like, so after all, 2020 wasn't as bad as people said it was. So that was because we won the CPL. And then I got a call, and Brendan McCullum, Baz, he announced it on the team dinner that I got picked for the IPL. So yeah, it was really happy. I think it was all the reward for all the hardships that you go through, I would say, and the hard work you put in. If you do your hard work, then God is going to reward you. And if your parents' prayers are with you, you're going to succeed. So just believe in those things, believe in yourself. Just don't forget the times that you worked hard. I still remember when I used to work 11-hour shift, come back, go to the gym for 2 hours, come back, sleep, and just start over again next day and work 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week, and still, kept going. So I still think of all those things and what has gotten me here, and that's still a motivation factor for me.
The KKR experience, I know you didn't get to take the field and you had to leave before the end. You got injured, so you weren't able to take full part in the entire season that was in the UAE. But the experience you did get, starting off, humble brag, getting to fly in a private jet sent by the owner to go from Trinidad to the UAE and having that experience and some of the other perks you get as part of an IPL squad member. What was the whole experience like for you, and what would you say was the best or most memorable part of that opportunity?
It's true about what people say about IPL, that it is the best league in the world, because flying from a private jet from Trinidad to Dubai, and then going on joining one of the best teams in IPL, owned by world superstar Shah Rukh Khan. So yeah, it was like it was just a dream. Like I was, if it was a dream, I didn't want to wake up from. So I was really excited. I was like, here, I was on top of the world, and then when I got hurt, all of a sudden it just like came crashing down on me, and it was really hurting for me. And I cried in the meeting when Baz told everyone that he will be unfortunately leaving us from this tournament. So I cried when I got picked, and then I cried when he said that I'm leaving. So yeah, it was very emotional on both occasions. And I remember, Shri Bhai, yeah, Shrikant, he's the analyst in KKR. When I got hurt, the day I got hurt, he came to me next day. He said, I've never seen anyone bowl like you in the nets. You need to relax. Because I remember how I bowled that day, because it was a third training session with KKR. We were playing someone the next day, and we had a net session, and I was bowling hard. Like, I wasn't trying to impress anyone, but I was just trying to, show like, okay, if you're batting against me, I'm gonna come hard at you. Like, that was my intention, because they haven't seen me. Of course, they know about me, but they haven't, seen me. So anybody who was coming into the nets, I took the ball and I wasn't stopping. I literally bowled good 45, 50 minutes and all 100% in that session. And in the end, I got hurt. I felt pain in my, on my side, and I couldn't breathe. So I just, sit on the ground, and I went to the physio. I was like, I can't breathe. So he said, okay, sit on the table. So he went quiet. He didn't say anything. So he said, okay, just relax and we will, because I think he knew where it was. He said, we will go and do the scans tomorrow and stuff. So we did MRI, and it was a rib fracture. So my cartilage bone and the real bone, there was like a gap. So when it was on the opposite side, so when I'm bowling, it's affecting this side, like all the pressure is coming off of this side. So I think I did damage to myself. And that's what she said, like, this is on you. Like, nobody did this to you. This is on you. Don't need to impress anyone. You don't need to bowl that hard. Like, you had this and now you've lost it. So I hope you learn from this. That was his word. And I still remember him. I love him as a brother. He's a great person. He gives me great advice. So yeah, I mean that was also a learning from that experience. Yeah, it was unfortunate, but if I made it once, I can make it again, and I'm going to do that. So I'm gonna keep working on that.
Never heard somebody bowl so hard in the nets that they broke a rib. This is quite extraordinary. You've
Yeah.
said it first. But the other thing I think of when I hear that is I'm a bit surprised to hear you say that and describe that experience, because you at one point talked in an interview with me about how DJ Bravo, Dwayne Bravo, when he was your captain at TKR, the first season, you were coming
Yes.
off the GT20 with Winnipeg with him, and you were doing the same thing. You were going pedal to the metal in the nets. Before the first match in your breakout season in the CPL, you were flat on your back injured. And there was
First session. First
this
session.
gasp of, oh my God, has he injured himself before he's actually taking the field for the first game with TKR? Because Bravo told the team in one of the first meetings, like, oh, he's going to be Walker. You said Walker, Walker, they nicknamed you Baby Walker.
Yeah, he called me Waka Yunus.
Walker Eunice, and he said he's going to be leading the attack, and you get injured because you're going too hard. And you had said that he had told you from now on, 10, 15 minutes, that's it. Don't go any longer than that. We need you fresh. We don't want to get you injured. How did you go from that and having that experience and that controlled aggression in the nets and not maxing yourself out to the point of injury to then go from that to the experience you had with KKR?
By the time KKR, I forgot about that. I should have still, I should have remembered, DJ's words. So yeah, that was my first year at TKR in 2018, and after GT20 went straight there was my first training session under lights. So the ground was kind of slippery. You had to be extra careful on those grounds, and it was my first time there. So I was literally into 3 or 4 balls, and I slipped in my follow through, and I literally just flipped over and fell on my back. Like you people could hear in the pavilion, there was no crowd. People could hear in the stands that the coaches and the trainer, they heard it, and everyone was like stopped. Like, what did just happen? Everyone just came to me, and then DJ came to me. He's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, I'm not okay." So then I went off with the physio, and in the next meeting, the DJ said, before the training session, you are here for a reason. You are selected because you're good enough. You don't have to impress anyone. And those were his words. Like, there was kind of message to everyone that don't hurt yourself in practices. So after that, yeah, I got through that. I got ready just in time for the first game. I didn't practice at all after that for a whole week, and I was literally just jumping straight into the game. That was also a very tough time. It was my first year there, and I got hurt, and it was really, I was really down. But again, his leadership qualities, it's so different. It's the best in the world that I've seen, wherever I've been. He just gives me so much confidence, and just talking to him, in general, it just gives me just so much confidence, and it just relaxes me mentally. So I was able to get through that and just did well for them in that year. And after during that tournament, every session, if he see me bowling more than 5 to 10 minutes, he just comes straight to me like, Waka, give me the ball, go out. So he was just really throw me out of the practice, like, just go. So yeah, I mean, those are the kind of leaders that that really gives you that confidence and motivation that these people believe in me. He brought me here in this setup, and in front of the whole team in my first year, he's saying that you are the leader of our bowling attack. So these kind of words meant a lot, and I think that was the reason for my success over there.